Germany, a transcontinental country, is considered by some to be Europe's heartland. But how did it get that way? Here is the entire history of Germany in 100 seconds. Humans first settled in what we today call Germany around 12,000 years ago, during the last ice age. These early humans were Mesolithic hunter-gatherers who lived in small groups and moved around constantly. As the ice melted and temperatures rose, the forests flourished, eventually leading to an increase in settlements and the birth of agriculture. These people are known as the Neolithic farmers. They grew crops like wheat and barley and domesticated animals like cattle, pigs and sheep. This led to an increase in population and the beginning of larger communities, eventually evolving into city-states by the 8th century BC. During the late Neolithic period, new technologies like the wheel and the plow increased agricultural productivity, leading to more settled life and even social hierarchy. By the 5th century BC, several Germanic tribes had emerged in northern Germany, while the southern regions were inhabited by Celtic tribes. To the south of the Danube River, the Vindelicians and the Helvetians were among the most powerful Celtic groups. Over time, the dry and less hospitable regions of northern Germany became home to various Bronze Age and Iron Age cultures, including the Schneeken Burgundian and Jastav cultures. Meanwhile, the south saw the rise of the Latin culture, known for its distinctive art style. This cultural divide between the Celts in the south and the Germanic tribes in the north would persist until the late Iron Age. As the Roman Republic expanded into Western Europe, increased contact with Rome led to more trade, but also to the demand for greater control over these regions. In the 1st century BC, Julius Caesar invaded northern Germany to subjugate the Germanic tribes, but was defeated by a coalition of Germanic tribes near the river Rhine. Despite this setback, Roman influence continued to grow in central Germany, where several client states emerged. In the east, the Roman province of Germania Superior was established in 08 AD, after the conquest of the Marcomanni, while Germania Inferior came under direct Roman rule in 16 AD. During the 2nd century AD, the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius campaigned against the Germanic tribes in the north, pushing them further away from the Rhine. This campaign, along with the construction of fortifications along the Rhine and Danube, helped stabilize the borders of the Roman Empire. Throughout this period, Germanic tribes continued to expand southward, absorbing the Celtic populations in the process. This movement is known as the Germanic migrations, or the Völkerwanderung in German. The fertile regions around the Rhine and Danube rivers were particularly desirable due to their natural resources and strategic importance. By the 4th century AD, the area now known as Germany was predominantly populated by Germanic peoples. The High Middle Ages witnessed the emergence of many small independent German states. Although there was no centralized German state yet, the region's political landscape was relatively stable. The Holy Roman Empire, which at times encompassed most of Central and Eastern Europe, played a significant role in shaping the political and cultural development of Germany during this period. During the Renaissance in the 16th century, Emperor Maximilian I succeeded in temporarily consolidating political power across most of Germany. However, this unity was short-lived and soon dissolved after his death. One significant event that disrupted the political order in Germany was the Protestant Reformation initiated by Martin Luther in 1517. Luther, a German monk and theologian, challenged the authority of the Catholic Church and its practices, leading to widespread reform movements across Germany. This split the region politically and religiously, setting the stage for centuries of conflict between Catholic and Protestant states. In the following centuries, France and Spain fought multiple wars against each other for control of large parts of the Holy Roman Empire. Most German states sided with either France or Spain, exacerbating internal tensions within the empire. The Peace of Westphalia in 1648 ended the 30 Years' War and marked a turning point in European history. It not only resolved religious conflicts within the Holy Roman Empire, but also had profound geopolitical consequences. The war had devastated Germany economically and territorially, but it also weakened the Habsburg dynasty and the Catholic Church, shifting the balance of power in Europe. The war also introduced the concept of religious tolerance, although it didn't lead to immediate acceptance of Jews, Muslims, and other non-Christians. The wars also resulted in territorial changes, granting more power to some German states like Brandenburg-Prussia, Saxony, and Sweden. At the same time, others lost territory, such as the Habsburg monarchy and the Spanish Netherlands. Many German states became absolute monarchies, abandoning feudalism in favor of centralized power. By the end of the 17th century, 7 German states had become absolute. The number increased to 13 by the middle of the 18th century, and the rest followed in the late 18th and early 19th centuries. In contrast to the decline of the Habsburg monarchy, the Kingdom of Prussia, originally a small state in the eastern part of Germany, started to gain prominence. Under the leadership of 3 powerful rulers, it experienced significant territorial expansion and cultural change. Frederick William, the Great Elector, ruled from 1640 to 1688 and laid the foundations for Prussia's growth through military reform and territorial acquisition. He significantly increased the size of the army and introduced universal compulsory military service for men. Frederick I continued his successor's policies, expanding the kingdom's territory and focusing on economic and cultural development. He promoted trade, industry, and agriculture, as well as education and the arts, earning him the title of the First Sergeant of the Mark. Frederick the Great, who reigned from 1740 to 1786, was perhaps the most renowned ruler of Prussia. He was a brilliant military strategist and expanded Prussian territory by winning wars against Austria, Saxony, and others. He implemented a series of reforms aimed at modernizing the state and society, including legal and administrative reforms, the introduction of religious tolerance, and the promotion of economic and educational development. During the 19th century, Prussia became the dominant power in Germany, eventually unifying the region under its leadership in 1871. Following the victory in the Franco-Prussian War, the Prussian king, Wilhelm I, was proclaimed German emperor, marking the official establishment of the German Empire. If you want to know more about modern German history, check out our podcast. Also be sure to subscribe so you never miss another video. Thanks for watching.